Hello and welcome again to AC's 8-Bit Zone. Today I'm going to finish up the restoration of the Commodore 1541 Model 2 disk drive. Now when this disk drive first arrived, it was in terrible shape. Either before or during the shipping it took some damage and the face cover was falling out of it, some standoffs were broken, and there's also some electrical issues with it as well. It's also very dirty and it needs retrobriting. There's going to be some 3D printing, a lot of super glue and some epoxy, basically all the tricks in the book to restore this one to its former glory. So go ahead and grab a drink and sit back and enjoy as we start to tear down and find out exactly what's wrong with this disk drive. Commodore's previous disk drive was this large and bulky 1541 model. Inside was the transformer-based power supply. When they released the 1541 Model 2, it marked a drastic size reduction and weight reduction. The smaller drive was accomplished by a couple of design changes. One, they moved the transformer-based power supply out of the drive enclosure and placed it into this brick. That reduced the size and reduced the power dissipation that's inside the case, keeping the control board running much cooler. The other major change was to reduce the IC component count on the main board, thus shortening the board and further reducing the size of the drive. This brown drive lever is not a standard color. This is just what I had on hand for replacing the missing drive lever. Okay, this Commodore disk drive is in really bad shape. So I've just disassembled it. I haven't powered it on. Don't know if anything works. It's a 1541-2 model. It was missing its disk drive lever. These mounting posts were broken off of the upper half of the housing. The faceplate is just really yellow and dirty. I'm going to wash that up. The label, however, has some hope. It could look good. This is the best piece of them all as far as pieces are not broken off so badly. However, the bottom has some really deep scuffs and gouges. Those probably won't be perfectly removed, but we'll see how clean we can get this. Copel LC177. This stepper motor is not spinning freely. Oh, it's seized. I wonder if I can take that off. Wow, that was tight. Tight. Wow, the Loctite was extreme. Maybe rust. It was stuck by the rust. Now I'm going to desolder the little stepper motor. Not gonna turn. Just not turning. Okay, drive number one. Drive number one had the seized up servo motor, this Copal 177, and it was missing the drive latch. And who knows what else is good or bad about it, but it did have the cream colored case. It has the front, the top, the bottom. 1541-2. Okay, now the potential donor drive, it's also a Mitsumi D500 in the chassis here. I really don't know what it came out of. I guess it's another one of the 1541-2s with a brown front. I did have the lever. I had to make a little bit of a repair. The back of it, I guess the rod was falling out of the bracket there in the back, and it was flopping around instead of the pin pressing down on the closure lever. It was just flopping and not completely closing down. This drive is in much better mechanical shape. It didn't have all the corrosion the first drive had. It appears that there's some chance that the motor in it is good. So I've just removed the 2 screws here and here. And here's the Copel 177. And I don't know, potentially a good motor. We don't know. The thought is, what I'll do is I'm going to move the servo motor over to this board, and let's just see what works on this one. And okay, so at this point, I just need to desolder the servo motor. So 4 wires that connect here. So let's go ahead and desolder those. And the wires are labeled by color on both boards. Although on this board, it's in another language. It's in Japanese. Red, blue, yellow, yellow. That matches the red, blue, yellow, yellow. Apparently I think the yellow wires are just the speed sensor. So it's probably non-polarized. And doesn't matter which yellow connects into which place. Let's move that motor over to this board. About this. Oh, this is servo motor. This one's labeled stepper. This is a stepper motor, so I guess this is a servo. These 2 screws are really tight. A lot tight on both bottoms. This is all temporary. A lot tight goes if we discover that anything works about this. This is the belt that came off of this one. Notice it was sort of in that position for a long time. It took on the shape of the little pulley. Have a second. Okay. And again, who knows what, if anything, doesn't work about this drive. Alrighty, so here's a recap of what we have here. We have an old 1541 Mark II drive. This is the one, it's still dirty, but it was the one that had the completely rusted servo motor. And I've borrowed the servo motor from another 1541. And yeah, like very little cleanup here. I have the LEDs pulled out of the front housing so you can see them. And this drive has not been powered on by me, ever. So this should be fun. So with our newly modified old power supply. Okay, the toggle switch is off, it's down at the moment. I'm first going to turn on the circuit strip, the power strip. Okay. So here we go. I don't know what I expect. I think I hope that the red LED will turn on. Oh! Red and green. Green turned off, and I heard the head spin up. Awesome. Okay. Off. Back on again. Oh yeah, okay. So it's spinning. Off. If I can make the spinning head more obvious to the camera. I just put a little black mark there. Not sure how well that's showing up, but let's see how it shows. There we go. Yeah, you can't see the black mark, but there it is. Right there. Okay, so the servo spinning, head spinning, or the disc servo motor is turning at least. Awesome! Okay, I don't know if this should be moving back and forth yet. Probably not until we have it connected to a Commodore. Well, let's do that next. Cool. It's time to try this drive and power supply with an actual connection to a Commodore. So this is the 64C of another video, and I've tried this 64C, which is new to me, with a 1541 disk drive to make sure that its IEC connection is working. That was good, so I know this system is good. The power supply is the case is not screwed together yet. I'm waiting on some of the epoxy to dry. So it's just taped together. The two halves are just taped together right now. And it's putting out the correct voltages, and it's turning on the red LED. And I forgot to mention that when it spun just a moment ago, the motor that I replaced is the servo motor, and that motor is responsible for spinning just the center here. So this is the stepper motor, and this is the servo motor, and the stepper motor is going to move the head back and forth if it works. I didn't see that move yet. I think I have to have it connected to a Commodore to see the stepper move. But the servo spins up the head just by powering on. So that was good, and I saw the green LED turn on briefly and then back off. Okay, so I have power, it's off. I have power connected, I should say, but it's turned off. Let me connect my newly modified brick. Okay. I pulled the disk drive cable from the back of the 1541. Apply that here. Okay, you're seeing it live with me for the first time. It's the first time I've connected this and powered it up with the Commodore. So, let's see what happens. All right, well. That's nice. But shouldn't the head be moving back and forth? Shouldn't we be seeing steps? I haven't lowered the drive door yet. I saw the slightest bit of motion, I think. Thought. Yes, it's just bumping slightly forward. I don't think we're getting enough action out of the stepper motor. I think I'm going to have to dig a little deeper on it. I'm referencing the C64 wiki, and it says, reading the error message from the drive is even a bit more complicated, as one has to read the error message using the input command, which BASIC does not allow in direct mode, so a small BASIC program has to be written. Alright, this is the first time I've done this because I haven't had too much experience with faulty drives before, so here goes. Okay, let's type this in. 10, open. Run. 74, drive not ready. Okay. Drive not ready. Oh, well, there's no disk in there. Hold on. This is probably making my good disk dirty. What? Did something work? Oh my gosh, it's working. Okay, well, I don't know why I expected a whole lot of stepper motor action. I just thought that it was going to move all the way, seek home, and then come back and bounce all around, but it didn't. Wow! This drive totally works. Yes! Alright. Oh, joysticks aren't connected. Alright. Good. Okay, well, I've learned a couple of things. I now know how to look up the disk errors when there are disk errors. And I learned that I don't know how the stepper motor actually works and when it makes a big movement versus small movements. I'll have to look into that. But this is so cool. Alright, we've made great progress on this drive. We've replaced that bad servo motor and we've seen the drive basically work. If I get 10 subscribers, I'll immediately release part 2 and finish this series. And if not, it'll still be out in just a few days. And in part 2, we'll see everything come together and see the finished look of the case and play some games on the Commodore. So thanks for watching and see you next time.